I'm Abhinav from Anderson Junior College. Good evening. I would like to ask a similar question on economy. This question is directed at renewable energies. Of what I've been reading in the Singapore's approach to renewable energies, in particular solar, I feel that Singapore hasn't been putting in that much effort in promoting itself as a clean and green country, which it tries to promote itself. But now the new definition of being clean and green has been diverted more over to renewable energies. I would like to ask that how is Singapore going to meet its Kyoto targets even if its current investments have not yielded the results they wanted to be, they wished to have? And also I would like to ask if it is any possible that if Singapore could actually consider other schemes which, for example, Germany has been doing, such as feedback and net metering, which are also possible schemes which the government can do to stimulate internal demand, which could actually attract manufacturers of solar businesses to actually come and invest in Singapore, which is what they want to do in the first place, trying to make an R&D and manufacturing hub in Asia. Thank you.
Okay, you go.
Well, actually, after this session, you can come and talk to me again if you want to. But first of all, because of Singapore's size and geographical constraints, there is a limit as to what we can do regarding renewable energy. So, having said that, what we are doing now is focusing on R&D, allowing for test bedding of renewable energies. So, one of the key investment that we have actually attracted is Renewable Energy Corp, which is a Scandinavian company, and they are one of the biggest solar manufacturer. They are here, they have set up the HQ here, regional HQ here, to look into R&D, test bedding of solar energy. We also have Vestas wind power from Sweden, who is here. So the government is actually looking at this segment, this sector, as one of the emerging growth sectors. But as to the amount of renewable energy we can use, there is a limit. And as to whether we can actually utilize, say, wind and so on, there's a limit because of our physical constraints, geographical constraints. We are non-Annex 1 country. We have signed, acceded to Kyoto Protocol, but non-Annex 1, there is no emission targets. But of course, end of the year, Copenhagen, you have to come up with a new agreement. And whether there are emission targets or not, everything is still on the table.
I would like to comment on, due respectfully, that I've actually, many of the solar companies in Singapore, as part of my project, I've actually talked to them and actually emailed them, and they have feedback to me that in Singapore there is government demand, but government demand is very uncertain, and until there is consumer demand, they will not set up the R&D business because they feel as if consumer demand is the main attraction, and Singapore sits on the equator, so its access to solar is actually maximum from any other country because it's at this equator. The maximum amount of sunlight which is coming from the sun actually hits Singapore, which is a point to consider.
Actually, there's lots of cloud cover. That's one of the reasons why, even for solar energy, there's a limit as to what we are able to harvest. But like I say, we already have companies like Renewable Energy Corp and so on here. So the demand you're talking about is not domestic demand itself. They are actually looking into the region. And manufacturing facility like the PV cell and so on is really for the region, not just for Singapore. So like I say, perhaps because there's so many people standing around, you can talk to me later.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, hi, my name is Victoria from RGS. This question is related again to the religion issue. I would like to ask how you plan to implement this so-called like sort of like the acceptance of more religions, as is it like some kind of knowledge-based thing? Like, are you going to like encourage knowledge of other religions, that kind of thing?
No, if you're saying, are we going to have a new subject in school? No, we're not.
Oh, but as in like, I'm just asking like how you plan to implement like, yeah.
No, I think
acceptance
this
of
is
others.
a challenge which will never be finished. All right, and
But
there's no
to be a starting point, right?
no there's no instant solution where I say, okay, I'll introduce a new subject in schools and we'll all live happily ever after. That's not the case. So it's going to be first bringing it to people's attention. That's what the Prime Minister has done. Next, allow people to discuss it, allow people to come up with their own ideas. From the discussion and the feedback that comes up, let's see whether there are some things which we can do more of and maybe some things which we can do less of. At this stage, we are still in the listen mode. So I would rather not, say, make definitive plans. But the key thing is the attitudes, you see. And someone just sent me a tweet saying, actually, your speech very simple. It's just tolerance, respect, and fairness. The tweets are really accurate,
But from what I understand, previously there was some programs offered in school to like religious studies, and that only made people more pushy. So like they push for more for their religion. So how will you ensure that the measures this time do not evoke the same responses?
No, we will have to discuss this with Ministry of Education, but as far as I know, we have no plans to reintroduce religious education.
No, not like religious education per se, but like the measures in general. How can you be sure that they would not like evoke more demands for like more rights or something like that?
Can you be a bit more specific? What are you worried about
Okay.
that people will ask for more of?
Yeah, I think that's like basically my point. Like increased discussion may lead to like people believing that they are, I don't know, being like swept under the carpet or something. Yeah, they might be, they might have more demands after like more discussion.
I don't think that will happen, but let's wait and see.
Thank you.
But I don't think that will happen.
Right.
I'm sorry, because time is catching up with us and we want to end on time, but we still want to address everyone's questions. If we could just suggest that you come up and ask your main question, and if you should have any follow-up or further responses, please take it during tea. And because we are short of time, I'm sorry, how about, is it alright if we take everyone's? Okay. So we will take everyone's questions all together, and don't worry, we will note them down, and hopefully we could take all questions.